how to make lasting changes to your diet that are personal to you and your lifestyle. Hey, what is happening, people? Woodsy Workout here, back with another video. Sorry, it's been a little while. I was off getting a bit married, so we're back with another video. This time we're going into nutrition, so a little bit different. A few people have asked me to cover what I eat, and I will give some examples in future videos and on my Instagram, but I do want to go over some principles and some actionable steps to help you with your nutrition, because we are all different and just eating what I eat won't necessarily be very effective. So this is what I've learned from expert coaches and nutritionalists like Luca Hosovar. It's worked really well for myself and clients. There's a lot on nutrition, but I've kind of condensed it into 4 simple steps to get you going. So I'm going to treat you like I would a client, and you can follow the steps to work out your own plan and not just kind of take wild guesses or follow a trend or a random kind of nutrition plan. And if you are serious about wanting to make a change, then don't just watch this video and move on. Put it into practice straight away. Write it down as we go along, and you can refer to these steps to help you improve on your nutrition. Before we get into it, if you are interested in programs for HYROX, then check out the plans that we now have on offer. And if you are local to the London area, come to our HYROX workshop day. September 15th, we've got a bunch of experts that have all had success in the HYROX space and will be sharing their tips. It will be a great day, and you can find more info on the plans and the workshop day on my website, coactiveperformance.com. Now grab a pen or open up your notes app and let's get into it. So step 1 is assess and collect data. You need to know where you are at before you can plan where you want to go. So this does mean tracking your food, even if it's just for 3 days. I like a full week, but at least 3 days, and it doesn't have to be using a calorie calculator. You can just write it down, everything that you ate and drank, pop in the time as well, and be honest with yourself. We aren't making any changes yet, so you don't have to impress anybody. If you normally snack and drink in the evenings, put it down. Try to include at least one weekend day as well, because your food and drink can be very different on days that you're working compared to days that you have off. Doesn't matter if you have a social occasion or something you don't normally do, put it down anyway, and then decide later if you want to pay attention to it. It might still be useful, or we might rule it out, but still make a note of that. Don't use that as an excuse to not track on that day. And just by doing this first step, you, without even making any changes, you bring awareness to what you're eating, and then that's the first step, because assessment precedes awareness and awareness precedes change. Step 2 is understand and explore. So now that you've collected your data, you can have a look at it and pick out the things that aren't in line with your goals. If you're trying to lose weight, it could be that you highlight those snacks, alcoholic drinks, or drinks that have extra calories, eating sweets after dinner. None of these things are like completely unacceptable, but if they aren't in line with your goals, circle it and make a note of it. If your goal is gaining muscle, then highlight the days that you missed breakfast. Pick out any meals that had little or no protein. If your goal is performance, are you getting enough water? Are you eating adequate carbohydrates before certain activities? And if your goal is health and performance, or health and longevity, then pick out any meals that didn't have fruit or veg. It could be that you circle foods that are highly processed. Once you've identified all of the areas that aren't in line with your goals, now if you were my client, I'd ask you, what do you feel are some things that you could change? So you might put down I could order less takeaways. I could drink less at the weekends. I could eat more unprocessed carbohydrates and less processed carbs like bread. You can put down as many things as you want. You should be able to find at least 2 or 3 by yourself, and don't worry if you have like a whole long list and it feels kind of overwhelming. You don't need to feel guilty about it. It's we'll just work on a couple of things at a time in the next step, which is to choose and test. So step 3, choose and test. You want to pick 2 things from your list and create an actionable thing that you can do about them. This is where you need to get a bit more specific. So order less takeaways could become, I will only eat out or order takeout once a week. If you wanted to drink less at the weekends, quantify it. So I will only have 3 drinks on one day of the weekend. I will eat breakfast every day. I will get 40 grams of protein within 3 meals a day. Whatever it is, put the details in and write it down. And don't go too extreme with this. It needs to be sustainable, because the next question you have to ask yourself, and this is one that Luca, who taught me this method, always asks, and it's how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that you can do this 90% of the time? So only eating out once a week, how confident are you that you can do that 90% of the time on a scale of 1 to 10? If you're below an 8, you need to rethink it. You might go, well, actually, I eat out a lot with work. It's going to be really difficult to stick to only eating out once a week. Maybe you make it twice a week, or we leave that one there for now and we go after something like snacking. Do you think you can eat breakfast every day of the week and not snack between breakfast and lunch? Yeah, I feel confident. 9 out of 10, I can do that. With nutrition, I find it's better to succeed at what is achievable and stack those wins up over time than try to make big drastic changes that might be really good, but it's really hard to stick to. And the final step is observe and reevaluate. So now that you've chosen 2 specific changes, I want you to do them for the next 2 weeks. Again, remember, we are starting small and building on it. So can you do it for 2 weeks? At the end of the 2 weeks, you reevaluate. Did you do it? How did it feel? Do you think you can keep doing it? If you're like, yeah, no problem, it was easy, let's add another thing to the list. So once you've done it a few times, whenever you feel like it, you can start that cycle again. So step 1, collect and assess. At least 3 days of tracking. Step 2, understand and explore. Highlight what's not in line with your goals and what things that you could change. Step 3, choose and test. Choose 2 actionable things that you can do and test it for 2 weeks. And step 4, observe and reevaluate. Did you do it? Can you do it again? Can you add to it? So hopefully that's been helpful to you. It's a bit different to my normal content. So if you like this and you want to see more of this, then drop it in the comments. Again, if you are interested in HYROX plans or the workshop days, go to coactiveperformance.com. Anything else, you can find me on Instagram at WoodsyWorkout, where I post plenty of tips and tricks on all things health and fitness. Until next time, peace.